As Nigel COO, I'm often asked what's he really like. It's really difficult to sum up in a few words, but Nigel is a very focused, driven individual, and his drive is actually really very contagious. Let the man himself tell you how it all began.
That's my dad.
My dad came into the industry on a part-time basis. So long story short, he's a Baptist preacher, which tells you a little bit about me. I left college, was looking to do something, was fascinated by what my father was doing. So it attracted me to come into the business at a young age. Worked at a company called Royal Life for a few years, became a top manager there, and eventually had my own company in the UK, my own IFA. So exactly the same as deVere, except I just concentrated on UK business. A friend of mine had gone to work in the international market, kept coming back in my office and said, oh, you should see the opportunity. And I believe London was where the world ended. So anything past Watford really didn't happen. So I stuck with the UK for a period of time. And eventually he persuaded me to go to Bermuda. So just come for 3 weeks. Okay, one, it's a great place. But two, you get to see what the international market's all about. So I went to Bermuda and wow, okay, what an opportunity. And so I started to work for him for a number of years. Then 12 years ago, he decided to retire. So formed deVere 12 years ago. And yeah, okay, we've built what we've built, the largest IFA in the world. But there's a long way to go, we're only, I think, just scraping the surface. And maybe it's a bit sad, but I'm never satisfied. But I enjoy the journey. So I enjoy the challenges. I don't enjoy it if I sit back and go, wow, that's good. Okay, I actually enjoy the new challenge. So one of the things to do is to set goals, for me personally, but always to be setting a new goal. It's development, it's personal development. It is freedom of choice. When you go in a restaurant, you choose the food or the price. Okay, I like to choose the food, not the price. I think that's success. Gives you freedom of choice, gives you the ability to make choices. But I think that's also what we persuade clients to be doing as well. Actually invest in their money so they have freedom of choice in the future. Well, the company was first registered in Luxembourg, and we opened an office in Hong Kong, okay, where one of the founding directors was working at the time. And we opened quickly after that into Europe. We bought a company in the Middle East. I guess that was 12 months, maybe 2 years down the road. And the Middle East became successful, Europe gradually became successful. And from Hong Kong, we moved both ways, further up, Shanghai, Tokyo, down into Indonesia. And then we bought another company which had offices in Thailand and also in Africa. And that kind of gave us an increased presence. Yeah, it's kind of been from developing managers from within and the occasional purchase on the way through.
He's incredibly visionary. I was saying to the guys this morning, one of the benefits of working for our group is we have an owner who seems to have the ability to see around corners. And that's quite incredible. We work and are part of an incredibly rapidly evolving industry, and to have an owner and a leader who really can see around corners is exceptional. So when most people in our industry are trying to get to grip with changes, Nigel's already got a solution in place. He's that far ahead, and that's exceptional. I speak to Nigel very, very frequently. And when he speaks to me, he won't phone me and say, what are you doing? He'll phone me and say, what can I do to help? And that's an incredible attitude, and that filters its way through the organisation.
5:15 in Malta. I'm always up early, although it doesn't feel early, I must admit. Okay, I need to work on the Far East, so I want to talk to all my key people and make sure that I know what's going on. I'm dealing with any situations that are going on in the world, and there's always one every day. Every day there's a challenge, every day there's something, Yeah, surprising how many different things they go. I like the morning. It's I don't know, there's no one else around. I think it's, you know, it's God's time. There's me and God. We're the only ones up. So I think you get a bit of space. So yeah, obviously I do lots of traveling, so you do spend time alone and you get to kind of like that, which I don't think is good, by the way, because you can end up selfish if you're not careful, so you have to adjust for that. But no, it's nice to have that time when you can make your calls, you can think, and there's less interruptions. And obviously interruptions can be good, right? It's interacting with people, but it's nice to have some time when it's clean and you can have some coffee and really get the day started, get your mindset. Yeah, I guess I'm a routine person in many ways, but then I'm not. Okay, so that's kind of a difficult one to describe. But yes, there are certain things I do every day. So I exercise every day. I get up early every day, even the weekend. I exercise every day, even in the weekend. I try and get my brain in the right gears and make sure I'm fresh and I'm sharp every day. But then, as I say, there are also challenges every day. So whilst I'm a routine person, I enjoy the problems that the day chucks at you. I kind of, I go up to another level. The adrenaline pumps. I like it under pressure. I believe that health and wealth go together. Okay, let me explain. Lots of people in life want to make sure they create wealth for themselves. In fact, that's what we do as a company, is help people create wealth for themselves. But what's the point in creating wealth and not having your health? Okay, no point in making $1 million or 2 million or whatever your figure is if at the end of the day you don't have the health to enjoy it. So health and wealth go together. So I'm going to go in here and change, and then I come out in a dressing gown, you'll be pleased to know, with slippers on. Okay, and then we're going to go into this chamber here. Okay, so I'm going to walk into this. Okay, that height will be slightly less, so my head comes out the top. So my big thing is after flying in particular, because inflammation builds up. And okay, part of my job is obviously traveling, so I don't want to stop the traveling, but I want to stay fit and healthy. And this helps. And I asked my doctor as well just to check it out, and she came back and said, yeah, that's the best thing possible for you, because it just gets rid of all the inflammation in the body.
He's the most motivated person that I've ever met, and that inspires you to be motivational also. It's very, very hard to keep up with him, but you can't help but try. And he's a good guy. He's a good guy. For someone that runs a significantly big machine and has to make some very, very big decisions, he's got time for everyone. You know, he walks around the office and will talk to everyone, mostly about football, admittedly, but he'll talk to anyone at any time. Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Okay, I'm never sure where my home is, so people say, where's your home? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, not sure what the answer is to that one. I travel, okay, I do what I do. So two bases, yeah, for sure, but then, you know, there's lots of key offices, and I'm quite happy being in one of those key offices. Malta's one of them. Okay, we have our back office staff here. There's 170 people work for us here. So, you know, that's it's a key place for us. Dubai is a big percentage of the company's business, so that's a big growth area. So obviously I have a base there, and Dubai is easy to fly in and out of. Malta's more difficult. And I work off, you can hear it pinging. Okay, that's not fixed, by the way. Okay, and I work off a phone, really, and an iPad. And more, I got an iPhone 6 Plus there was an advert. And yeah, okay, I work off that. And I'm not a great fan of desks, so if I got to have a meeting, there's a desk, but I don't really sit at my desk. I'm on the phone, I'm working, I'm texting, I'm communicating. Yeah, this thing here is the key.
You can always tell with Nigel, he's sort of internally driven. So he's a very supremely confident guy, knows what he wants. He just gets on with it. You know, he works very hard. He's a grafter, probably the hardest worker I've ever met in my life. But he's a good friend as well. He's got a very personal side to him, Nigel.
We've got all the top guys from the company here.
top managers, top coordinators. It's going to be incredible. Just being together, enjoying the bars, the atmosphere. Awesome day. Qualifying was good. We met loads of the drivers.
Who did you meet?
Great pictures. We were there. We had a real good close picture with Hamilton. So
You had a picture with Hamilton?
Yeah, picture close on with Hamilton.
Best buds
And,
now?
Ricardo. Okay, close in. Really good. Yeah. Okay. Everybody was happy. Most important, everybody enjoyed it. There wasn't one person that went to today's event that didn't have the best time of their life.
Yeah, obviously Nigel, the CEO, is my dad. He's my best mate. He's a friend. He's a fantastic role model. What he's done with deVere in the last 10, 15 years has been nothing short of amazing. Will I have the energy that he's got at his age? That's another question. Yeah, time will tell. I'd have thought I'd be retired before him anyways. He wants to do this job for forever and ever and ever.
I like the fact that we develop people through, we develop our own people. So if you take on a graduate that's ambitious, teachable, has good communication skills, you can start at the ground floor, teach him the industry, develop him or her, and offer them such a fantastic career. It's not easy. It's a high rewarding industry, but it's only for people that are prepared to work hard and are dedicated. So definitely not for everybody, but it's a fantastic opportunity for people who are ambitious and actually want a career path, and a company that doesn't care about age. You know, I think if you're good enough, you're good enough, whatever your age. So it doesn't matter if you're young or you're old. If you're good enough, you're good enough. So it's not a question of how young you are, how old you are, it's are you good enough.
deVere is unquestionably in a league of its own. It's more professional than any other organisation in its space. It has a stronger compliance ethic than any organisation in its space, and it's a true meritocracy. It rewards effort and it rewards performance. I've worked with Nigel very closely now for the last 8 years. I think for me the most important thing is he's got the highest level of integrity of anybody that I've ever worked with. I've never ever had a situation with Nigel where he hasn't followed through on the things he's promised to deliver, and I think his ethics are extraordinarily high.
We are very fortunate to have a CEO who is happy to get down and dirty at the very early stages of recruitment. Very hands-on. He's extremely passionate about recruitment. Recruitment is a big part of his day. He's always on the phone to us. He's always given us advice. We're very fortunate in that aspect. And you know, when Nigel started the company, he was the main recruiter himself. Extremely knowledgeable on recruitment, and we are very fortunate to have him, if not here in Malta, at the end of a phone.
I think any time Nigel walks into the office, there's just a sort of a new lease of life for everyone. He's infectious, you know. He's always sharing his ideas with people. He's inclusive. He involves everybody in his ideas and his ethos for the company. I think anytime he walks in, everybody automatically goes up a notch because of the atmosphere he brings with him.
Well, it's kind of crazy because we've gone from a small organisation to a company today that's got 70 offices, and we literally cover the globe, right? We're all the way from Australia to America, down to South Africa. We're really covering it, but there's also lots of countries we're not in. Even if I look at the countries that we're in, none of those are at full potential. So I can clearly see doubling the size of the organisation, very, very clearly. But really I kind of think that when you get there, actually, you'll probably look at doubling it again. Massive, massive potential with expatriates, 350 million expatriates around the world, obviously of all different nationalities, and the top end of the local market.
He's pushed the business forward tenfold, you know, every single element of it, every single angle. Yeah, I mean, he's a machine. Across the board, unbelievable guy.
His work ethic, his passion and his energy really is the DNA of deVere. And to quote Nigel, our journey has just begun.